Good morning, children. Welcome back to our math session. Today's topic is Introduction Part 3 of Cubes and Cube Roots. In today's session, we will discuss about how could we find a cube of a number by prime factorization method. Okay, in this session also, in the last slide, we are discussing the try these questions of page number 112. Okay, so let's start. Let me start our next topic, that is finding cube by prime factorization method. Yeah, how to find which is a perfect cube or which is not. So now comes to our next challenge, isn't it? If we are given a number, any random number, so how do we decide whether that number is a perfect cube or not? Because every number is not a perfect cube, isn't it? For example, we are given here two numbers 15,625 and 8,000. If I ask you which is a perfect cube and which is not, how do you know? Directly we cannot say, isn't it? So it's a cube of one number means any number multiplied three times, then only we are getting cube, isn't it? So how do we know that? So for that we make use of prime factorization method. So what is this method? You all are aware of this method. The method still remains the same while we were learning about the perfect squares. You learn already this method, isn't it? In this method, what we do? First, prime factorize the given numbers. So here the given number is, first number is 15,625. So when you try to factorize it, you try to find out the smallest prime number, which would completely divide this number. So here smallest prime number is 5. So 5 into 3,125 gives 15,625. Isn't it? Now again divided by 5. So then it gets 625. Again 5 into 125 is 625. Again 5 into 25, that is 125. And 5 into 5 is 25. Then 5 into 1, 5. So we can write as 15,625 is equal to 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5 into 5. So it is a product of 6 times 5, isn't it? Now let's divide it into groups of 3 numbers. So 3 fives together will form one group. Again 3 fives together will form another group. So this can be written as 5 cube into 5 cube. So overall 15,625 is equal to 5 cube into 5 cube. This can be written as 5 into 5 whole cube. So 15,625 is equal to 5 5 are 25. So 25 cube. That means this number can be written as the cube of a particular number. So that means this is a perfect cube. Let's look at the next number, that is 8,000. So 8,000 can be written as 6 times 2 and 3 times 5. Means you can do it as same like as a factorization, prime factorization method. First 8,000 divided by 2, then 4,000, again by 2, 2,000, by 2,000, by 2, 500, again by 2, 250, by 2, 125, then by 5, 25, by 5, 5, 5 by 5, 1. Okay, so what we got? We got 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 2 into 5 into 5 into 5. Means it can be written as 6 times 2 and 3 times 5. Isn't it? Again make a group of 3. 3 twos together, again 3 twos together and 3 fives together. So wherever we are dividing it into groups of 3, you need to make sure that each group contains the same number. Like 2 into 2 into 5 cannot be one group, isn't it? So one group should be same numbers. If it is 2, then all three numbers should be 2 itself. If it is 5, all three numbers should be 5 itself. Okay. One group means the same number multiplied for 3 times. So this can be written as 2 cube into 2 cube into 5 cube. So this can be written as 2 into 2 into 5 whole cube. So that is equal to 2 2 ja 4, 4 5 ja 20, 20 cube. So 8000 can be written as 20 cube, which groups that 8000 is also a perfect cube. Now, what are they mean? That when we say that 8000 is a perfect cube, that means you can actually make a cube if you are given 20 small cubes. So this shows 8000 is a number which actually form a perfect cube, and the length of each side of that cube is 20. For example, uh, if this is your cube, when 8000 denotes the volume of the cube, such that the length of each side would be equal to 20 centimeter. Each side measure 20 centimeter, such that volume would measure 8000. That means if you have 8000 small cubes, that can form a bigger cube, isn't it? Now we can try another number. So let's read. Now let's try this number 243. We have to find out that if this number is a perfect cube or not. Here we are using the same technique. First we will do with the prime factorization. So which is smallest prime number that divides it completely? That is 3, isn't it? So 243 divided by 3 is 81. Now 81 divided by 3 is 27. 27 by 3, 9. 9 by 3, 3. 3 by 3, 1. So how many threes do you have? Here you have 5 threes. So 243 can be written as 3 into 3 into 3 into 3 into 3. So now let's divide it into groups of 3. So first 3, threes together, one group. Now we do not have 3 threes. So it is not a group of 3. Isn't it? Then tell me if it's a perfect cube. So this number 243 cannot be written as a cube of a single number, isn't it? That means 243 is not a perfect cube. Now can you think of any way by which you can convert this number to nearest perfect cube? Now, in order to make this number a perfect cube, you even need to multiply by 3, isn't it? So that option 1, that is our first option, multiplication. See, you multiply the number by 3. So, if you multiply by 3, what would happen? It will become 3 cube into 3 cube, isn't it? That is equal to 3 into 3 whole cube. That is equal to 9 cube. So if you multiply the number 243 by 3, you would get 9 cube, which is 729. So 729 is definitely a perfect cube because this is the cube of 9. There is another option, that is option number 2, to reach the nearest perfect cube. That is, instead of multiplying the number by 3, you divide the number by 3 into 3, because here you divide this number by 3 into 3, this extra part will vanish, because right now 243 is not a perfect cube because the presence of this extra portion, isn't it? So we just need to get rid of this extra portion. To get rid of one option was multiplication by 3, and the second option is divided by 3 into 3. So when you divide by 3 into 3, then your product becomes 3 cube, because this 3 into 3 and the denominator 3 into 3 would get cancelled. So 3 cube would be 27. So when you divided 243 by 9, becomes 27. So now this 27 become a perfect cube. That means by multiplying or dividing by a certain number, you can always reach out by perfect cube of a given non-perfect cube, right? The same way we already done in square root also. Remembering? Same way means which is the smallest number multiplied by the given number to become a perfect square. Same way, which is the smallest number divided by the given number to make it as a perfect square. Same way we are doing here also. But there that was a square because we have to make the pair of two. So the remaining pair means only one number is remaining. So we have to multiply one number with the given number, isn't it? But here it's a cube, so we are making as a group of three. So how many numbers are remaining? Yeah, how many numbers we required to make a group of three? So that much numbers we have to multiply with the given number. Same way, how much extra portions are there for making a group? So that much extra portion we have to divide it with a given number. Clear? Okay. Before winding up this session, we can discuss some questions of try this page number 112. All of you open your textbook and see the questions. Here, first question it is given, which of the following are perfect cubes? So, can you say directly? No, isn't it? Some questions we can say directly, but we already learned the method of prime factorization. So you do all the questions by prime factorization method. Okay. So first number is given 400. So if you take the prime factorization of 400, you have to solve it in your notebook. Okay. So we will get 400 is equal to 4 times 2 and 2 times 5. So here we will get only the group of 3, only one. Means the group of 2's, only one group we will get. Isn't it? So that is why it is not a perfect cube. Means in the factorization 2 and 5 into 5 remain left there. So that is why it is not a perfect cube. Clear? Now second number, that is 3375. So if we take the factorization of 3375, we will get 3 into 3 into 3 into 5 into 5 into 5. Means it's the group of 3's, 3 and 5. So grouping the factor, we will get the triplets of 3 and 5. So 3 cube into 5 cube. That means 3 into 5 whole cube. So 3 5 are 15. So 3375 is the cube of 15. So this is a perfect cube. Now third number is 8,000. 8,000 I already explained in previous slide. Okay, you can go through. We know that 8,000 is a perfect cube. Same way 15,625. This also I already explained there. It is a cube of 25. So this also a perfect cube. Now next number is 9,000. Now if you take the prime factorization of 9,000, you will get a triple of 2 and 5. But 3 is there only 2 times. So it is not a perfect cube. Now 6,859. It is divided by 19. Then you will get 361. Again by 19. 361 divided by 19, that is 19. Then 19 by 19, 1. So 6,859 is equal to 19 into 19 into 19. Means it is the cube of 19. So it is having a group of 3. So 6,859 is a perfect cube. Now 2025. If you are doing prime factorization, you will get only one group of 3 and remaining 1 3 and 2 5 there. So that is why it is not a perfect cube. Next 10,648. So by prime factorization we will get it 2 into 2 into 2 into 11 into 11 into 11 means the triples of 2 and 11. So it is 2 cube into 11 cube means 2 into 11, 22 cube. So 10,648 is the cube of 22. So it is a perfect cube. So here completed this. Okay. Now page number 113. Same way some questions are given. You do yourself. Okay. If you are having any doubt, you can ask. Then next video, we will solve exercise 7.1. Okay. Thank you.